I would like to quickly point out that John the Mouse Video has a large selection of videos from North and South America for your viewing pleasure. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Now let's get into the cheese of the matter. In this video is about South Dakota's first presidential turkey pardon.
Peas and carrots are the very first national Thanksgiving turkeys from the very great state of South Dakota. Love South Dakota.
I think we should start with how this holiday tradition started. Then we'll get into peas and carrots story. Abraham Lincoln was the first on record to spare a bird that I could find. In the late 1863, the Lincolns received a live turkey for the family to feast on Christmas. But his son had taken a liking to the turkey, so Abraham spared the turkey's life. I don't know if that counts as it was a Christmas turkey, but nevertheless, it still was a turkey. Thanksgiving turkeys as a gift to American presidents can be traced to 1873. A splendid turkey was sent to President Ulysses S. Grant. Horace Vose, known as the Poultry King from Westerly on Rhode Island, southwestern shore. He provided the finest turkeys in the land for the first family's Thanksgiving and Christmas table. 40 years later, in December 1913, Horace died, thus ending him in bringing his best birds to the current president. But don't worry, others picked up where he left off to make sure the turkeys would flock to the president's table. Truman was the first president to receive a turkey from the National Turkey Federation in 1947. They continue presenting turkeys every year to the present day. This is where we start having presidents pass misinformation to the public.
President Truman was the first president to pardon a turkey.
The Truman Library and Museum disputes the notation that he was the first to do so. If you want a closer look at any of the info, I have down below in the links for you to look at. We have President Kennedy. He was presented with a Thanksgiving turkey and responded, "Let's keep 'em going," sparing his life. After 1981, the practice of sending the presentation turkey to a farm became the norm under President Ronald Reagan. The turkey ceremony would also become a source of satire and humor for the reporters.
Okay, Sam. That turkey's not drugged, Sam.
It worked.
Go eat him up.
Put him down on the ground. He'll go.
What's going to happen to that turkey?
What's going to happen to that turkey?
What's paid for that turkey?
He's going to a pet farm.
It's going to a pet farm.
President, are you going to
So we can say Happy Thanksgiving right in front of him, and it doesn't matter.
Are you going to pardon North and Poindexter, sir?
Ronald Reagan was the first to use the word pardon relating to the turkeys in 1987. He joked that he would pardon that year's turkey if they weren't already headed for the petting zoo.
Well, what has to happen, Mr.
If they'd
President?
have given me a different answer on Charlie, his future, I would have pardoned him.
Mr. President, do you intend to pardon them on Thanksgiving Day?
Him?
The pardoning of a turkey ceremony started under President George H.W. Bush in 1989, partly because the animal rights activists picketing nearby the White House. The next years, he would pardon the rest of the turkeys he got from the National Turkey Federation.
believe that he will not end up on anyone's dinner table, not this guy. He's granted a presidential pardon as of right now and allow him to live out his days on a children's farm not far from here. And finally, let me ask all of you to remember another American tradition.
Wow, that's impressive. Let's eat.
Hey, hold it there.
As each new president would pardon the turkeys, they would pick a place for them to go. Most would pick a petting zoo. In November 23, in 2016, President Obama pardons the national Thanksgiving turkey, Tater and Tot, to their new home at Virginia Tech. That's where they have set up Gobbler's Rest.
From the Rose Garden, Tater and Tot will go to their new home at Virginia Tech, which is admittedly a bit hokey.
President Trump also sent birds to Gobbler's Rest. That's where we'll find peas and carrots from South Dakota. Brandon have sent the turkeys back to where their home stayed. So how does these turkeys make it to Washington, D.C.?
The turkey is usually raised for the president by the chairman of the National Turkey Federation. The turkeys this year are being raised at a Hutterite colony in Beadle County.
This is the first time ever that South Dakota has been asked to raise the National Thanksgiving Day turkey, which will be presented to President Trump the week of Thanksgiving. South Dakota is a fantastic place to raise poultry. We have producers that are knowledgeable about what they do. We have an agriculture-friendly environment, and we have a climate that is just wonderful for raising birds.
Well, there are about 5 million turkeys raised in the state of South Dakota, and one turkey will consume about 60 pounds of corn and 30 pounds of soybean meal. So that's over 5 million turkeys consuming over 5 million bushels of corn and 3 million bushels of soybeans.
That adds fantastic economic value to those crop producers.
The whole process is pretty fun. We raise the birds here. Once they grow, we'll kind of narrow it down, and we'll pick turkeys that are calm, that are good character, good personality, good looking, and those two turkeys will ultimately be taken to the White House.
Hi, I'm Reuben Waldner, and I'm going to raise the national Thanksgiving turkeys that are going to be pardoned by the president. To me, raising them birds, the national turkey, is a great honor.
They will be driven in an air-conditioned car with the handler, with Reuben, and they stay at the Willard Hotel. 5-star hotel, they have their own room, and it's a nice room. And they stay there for a couple nights and get introduced to national media, and then one will go in to see the president.
We will train the birds so they stand on the table nice and gentle. Right now, I started, as a matter of fact, training them, feeding them whole wheat out of my hand, and it's actually fun.
It's not only for us as a company and an industry, but it's a chance for the United States to celebrate Thanksgiving and thank you for being an American.
Please, I hereby grant you a full pardon.
Including the president seems to really embrace, and he was getting into it and having fun. So that's neat about it. It's a fun thing for our country.
He said it's taken about 10 years for him to become chairman. Jeff joined the group once the Huron Dakota Provisions plant was up and running. The Dakota Provisions processing plant opened in December 2005. What began as a grassroots effort of the 44 Hutterite colony growers across the heart of the Midwest has turned into a world-class processing facility that produces 320 million pounds of product each year. John the Mouse Travel Map is available for Google Maps. It will help plan your route to the locations of your favorite videos. It is free to use. I have the link below. Please visit the playlist tab for videos that I have sorted for you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button